Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at a collection here that is pretty unique. We are looking at the 1989 Doctor Who The Ultimate Adventure memorabilia. Now, The Ultimate Adventure was a Doctor Who stage play, and it was all based on the television series. It actually started after the original series had ended on television. So the original series ended, I think it was February or March, on TV. The final episode was aired, and The Ultimate Adventure actually began to play at the theatre from the 23rd of March 1989, and it ran right through until the 19th of August 1989 when it came to an end. Originally, the Doctor was played by Jon Pertwee, who revised his role as the third Doctor, and he played the part from the initial start of the show, the 23rd of March, right through until the 3rd of June. And Colin Baker then picked up the role as the 6th Doctor from the 5th of June onwards and played it right through until the end of the run, which was the 19th of August. Now, basically, the Daleks have formed a pact with the Cybermen, and they kidnap an Earth envoy, and they take him to Skaro, where they try and brainwash him, turn him into a Dalek clone, so that he can go back and blow up the peace conference. Not too dissimilar to one of the Dalek episodes, to be perfectly honest with you. But the Cybermen and the Daleks, then they have a falling out because the Daleks intend to double cross the Cybermen anyway, and they have basically a war between the two of them, and everyone all escapes back to Earth, and everyone lives happily ever after at the end of it. But it was a stage show, it was a third stage show overall, in actual fact, because there originally back in the 1960s there was two other stage shows, which was one was the Seven Keys of Doomsday, and the other one was The Curse of the Daleks, and they were both in 1965. The Curse of the Daleks, and 1974 was the Seven Keys to Doomsday. So it was a third theatre show. Only short runs, they never ran for a long time, and obviously then there was merchandise that was available when you went to the show. And what we see in front of us is some of that merchandise that was collected at one of the, or a couple of the shows in actual fact. So first of all, we have in front of us a cardboard Dalek Stand-Up. We have the poster of the actual Ultimate Adventure. We've got the Ultimate Adventure clock, and we've got a brochure from a program from the Ultimate Adventure. Now, all of these are pretty unique nowadays. You're going to find it very, very hard to find another set like this. In fact, I don't even think you ever will find another set like this. All these items are pretty unique, and you'll see why as we go through this video. But we're going to start doing them one by one. This is the whole set of 4. We're going to start one by one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move away 3 of the items, and we're going to look at the first item, and then we're going to move in the second item, and then the third item, and then the fourth item. Okay, so let's start with item number 1, which is the Dalek Stand-Up. Okay, so this is the Dalek Stand-Up. Now you can see it does have a fair amount of wear on it. I'm just going to bring it forward a little bit so we've got a better view. So I'll lift the camera actually, and we go over it. So there you can see, I mean, it's very, very good. It is obviously in black and silver, and you can see that there is a little bit of wear down the bottom there, where it's been standing and where it's been left on a shelf for quite some time. But it is a nice, lovely stand-up. It looks really, really good. I mean, just look at that. It just looks excellent. If you didn't know better, you would say it was a real Dalek. But you can see at the back, It's got the cardboard edging that holds it into position, and from the back you can see just the outline of the Dalek. But if you turn it back round to the front, I just need to put the stand back straight so that it stands up properly, and there we go. So it really does look very nice. It's quite a fair size stand up as well. It's not by any means short. I'm just gonna get a measuring tape, and we have a measure of the at its full length. We're looking at 19 inches, which is 48 centimeters, and at its widest point at the bottom we're looking at 10 inches, which is 26 centimeters. The narrowest point at the top, we're looking at about 12 centimeters, which is just under 5 inches. So that gives you an idea of the size of the Dalek stand-up, and it really does look fantastic. You put it in a display and it will look absolutely great. The person that we bought these items from literally did that. He had it in a display. This was in the cabinet. Now, unfortunately, the cabinet was a little bit too small for the Dalek, so hence the reason why we've got a little bit of bending and creasing at the bottom of the Dalek. But otherwise, the top half of it is all in very good condition. But again, this was an item that you could buy at that theatre show. I had no idea how much it cost at the show, but it was obviously, well, I don't think it would have been a colossal amount of money. The whole stage show wasn't expensive. I think it was something like £6.50 for the tickets to get in to the show back in 1989. But then we are talking a long time ago. So I don't think it was terribly expensive. I don't know how many they sold or produced. I've never seen another one. This is the only one that I've ever seen. So I don't know, maybe it wasn't sold. Maybe it was one that they had as a display and someone happened to pick it up and take it out with them, or someone bought it after the show came to an end. That I do not know. But I've never seen another one of these. Maybe I'm wrong. If anyone does know, please drop me a message and tell me. But I'm pretty certain, well, I've never seen another one. So if there is any more out there, it'd be nice to find some more. Okay, that's the Dalek stand-up. What we're going to have a look at now is we're going to try and have a look at the poster. Okay, so I've managed to attach the poster to a board. I've just clipped it on with a couple of paper clips there so I don't damage it too much, but I'm having to hold the camera up because it is very big, this poster. But let's just have a look at what it says on the top there. It says, Mark Fullness Limited, John Newman for Barry O'Brien, 1968 Limited, Dana and Alexandra E. Raycorn and Martin Birrar presents, based on the BBC television series Jon Pertwee. Stunning high-tech and laser effects on stage. Doctor Who, The Ultimate Adventure, written by Terence Dicks. And is designed by Paul Staples, directed by Carol Todd, music composed by Stephen Eddis. Doctor Who, copyright BBC 1989, Daleks, Terry Nation, Cyberman, Jerry Davis and Kit Pedler, licensed by BBC Enterprise Limited. Daleks created by Terry Nation, flying by Foy, lightning by Chris Boyle, laser design Steve Playford, creative consultant John Nathan Turner. And there you can see the image of the Daleks. You can see a Cyberman there. It looks a bit like Stigra, that does, on the left-hand side there. And there's a lady dressed in a attire that doesn't resemble too differently to what Leela used to wear. And it says here, Wimbledon Theatre, the Broadway, London, SW19, box office, telephone 01540 0362, open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday, March 23rd to Saturday, April the 1st. Exclusive March 26th and 27th. Nightly 7:30 p.m. Matinees Thursday 23rd, Friday 24th, Saturday 25th, Wednesday the 29th, Thursday the 30th and Saturday the 1st at 2:30 p.m. Prices £7.50, £6.50 and £5.50 for tickets. £1 reduction for children. And parties of 20 more, 1 free seat in 10. There we are. So that is the poster. And it is a stunning poster. A very good likeness of Jon Pertwee, I have to say. when he was the Doctor, when he came back as the Doctor. Remember, this is 1989 and he left in 1974. So we were talking 15 years on since his tenure as the Doctor. So there we are. Okay, so that is the poster. Now I'm just going to get some measurements of this poster because I want you to actually see the size of it. So I hope you can see it all on the camera there. But if we measure from the bottom of the poster to the top, we're looking at 29 inches, which is 74 centimetres. And if we measure across, we are looking at 50 centimetres, which is 19 and a half, just under 20 inches. So it's a very, very big poster, and it would look splendid in any display. And the same thing applied. This was at the back of a display cabinet. It was clipped with paper clips, which gave me the idea to put it onto a board. And it was clipped to a board that was standing at the back of the display cabinet, where everything else was displayed as well. So that's how it was displayed at the previous owner, who had it from the time he bought it from the theatre. Okay, that's the poster. Let's move on now to the clock and the brochure. Okay, so we've seen the poster, we've seen the Dalek cardboard stand-up, and now we have the programme and we have the clock. So the clock is pretty much a copy of the poster. So from this section up, it's exactly as what is on the poster. So you still got all the credits at the top based on the TV series. Jon Pertwee, exactly the same images of Stigran, the Cybermen and the Daleks, and the Leela-looking dressed girl. And the same credits at the bottom, but instead of having the theatre, which theatre it is, and the dates, it just says Time Lord at the bottom there, which makes sense. And then we've got the programme, but we'll look at the programme in a moment, because what I want to do first, excuse me, is I want to look in more detail at the clock. So I'm just going to move the programme out of the way, and I'm going to turn the clock round to show you what is printed on the back, because this is what makes this this clock absolutely incredible. It has been autographed by 6 members of the cast of the theatre show. Now, sadly, a few of these people are no longer with us. So these signatures you would never be able to get again. So, who have we got? Well, we've got Jon Pertwee. Now, Jon Pertwee's signature is just at the top here. Now, Jon Pertwee obviously played the Doctor. We've got Oliver Gray's signature just at the top there, and he played the Dalek. We've got Terry Walsh at the top there. Now, Terry Walsh was a stuntman in the original television series, and in the play he played the Duelling Guard. Then we've got David Banks at the just down the bottom there. Now, David Banks was more commonly known as the cyber leader in most of the Doctor Who episodes throughout of the 70s and 80s. But he also understudied for Jon Pertwee to fill in when Jon Pertwee had a day off, or when he was ill, to fill in the show when he was unable to do it. So that's David Banks, and he played his regular role in the series was as Karl, in the play was as Karl. And then we've got down here, we've got Rebecca Thornhill. And then Rebecca Thornhill played the character of Crystal. And she was also one of the main characters in the serial, in the theatre show. And then, excuse me, over here we have the 6th signature, which is of Graeme Smith, who played Jason in the show. So, yeah, I understand that you might not be able to see them very clearly, so I am going to, well, I'm going to stand it up this way, and we'll have a zoom in I think. So you can just there see Jon Pertwee's signature. And there you can see Oliver Gray's. And there is Terry Walsh. And down here you can see David Banks. And on here, Rebecca Thornhill, who played Crystal. And over here is Graeme Smith, who played Jason. So you can see that all of those autographs are on the back of the clock. And then incidentally, there is the clock mechanism. You just need to put a battery in it to make it work. This obviously never had a battery in it because it was in a display case, and it was displayed the other way around, so that these signatures didn't fade, even though they have started to fade. The worst hit, I think, is the Jon Pertwee one, which it has started as part of the John has started to fade out, but otherwise the rest of them are pretty good. There is something that's been sticky on that, which has gone over the top of the some of the writing there, but you can still make out the writing underneath. So now this is why this collection is so unique, because it is got all of those signatures from people that appeared in the actual stage play. Now, just to give you a size of the clock, I just want to measure it for you so you know what the size is. So we're looking at the height wise is 22 centimeters, and it is by 15 centimeters wide. So that's the size of the clock. And there we have it, a very, very unique item that you will never ever find another one of those. This is very, very unique, and to this whole collection, actual fact. I haven't broken the collection because we bought it in as a collection, and I think it's only fitting that it all goes out as one collection with the poster, with the stand-up, with the brochure, and with the clock. Now, the brochure is a little bit different to the rest of the items. So the rest of the items have all come from the Wimbledon Theatre, and it was all Jon Pertwee playing the Doctor. Well, I'm just going to move the clock out of the way. When we look at the brochure is from a slightly later show, and it is from a different venue, because if we open it up to the centre, you can see who's playing the Doctor here. The Doctor's being played by Colin Baker, where he took over the role in June of 1989. So this is obviously after the 5th of June, or from the 5th of June onwards until it come to an end in August. So it's sometime between those dates. But there's all the images. There's images of Colin Baker, and there's the bios on all of the other characters who appear in the show, and the writers and the copyright owners and so on. So there's quite a little bit of information in here. There's a lot of advertising in here of different things, things that were coming soon. So this one was from Nottingham Theatre. So the Theatre Royal Nottingham, this is where this particular one was shown. So that's where this brochure come from. I should have realised that because it says it on the front as well, the Theatre Royal Nottingham, but there we are. Didn't notice it first of all. But that's a brochure, and again, it's a lovely brochure. So we've got the clock, we've got the brochure, we've got the stand-up, and we have the poster. So let's put them all back together. So this is what comes in this set. So you can see them all together again now. You can see the poster open, whereas previously we only had it rolled in a tube. So you've got the Dalek Stand-Up, you've got the poster at the background, and you've got the clock all from the Wimbledon Theatre. And then you've got the brochure, which was from the Theatre Royal Theatre in Nottingham. So the poster, the Dalek Stand-Up, and the clock is all from the Jon Pertwee run, and the brochure from the Theatre Royal was from the Colin Baker run. But the rest of the characters were all played by the same people, and so on. So this is a very, very unique set of items. I've said it before, I'm saying it again, they are unique. You will never find another set like this, no matter how hard you look in the world. Finding items for the Ultimate Adventure anyway is very, very hard. You do occasionally see a poster come up, or you occasionally see a flyer come up, but that's it. You don't see much else other than those items. The posters that come up are usually a bit battered and torn, and have had pins stuck in them and so on. Whereas this one has had no pins stuck in it. It has discoloured slightly, as the type of paper that they used back in the day. But other than that, there's no pinholes, there's no tears to it. It is in lovely condition, as is the Dalek Stand-Up, apart from the wear at the bottom, and that was due because it was a little bit too big for the shelf that it was occupying, and there was a little bit of creasing on it. But other than that, the clock is fantastic, and the program or the brochure or the booklet is fantastic. So you're going to find it, as I say, very difficult to find a set like this anywhere else in the world. So, would it come up on the platforms? Absolutely not. Simply, as I say, where are you going to find someone to, or the characters, the same people, to sign those signatures? You're not, because quite a few of those people are no longer with us. The program, well, there might be some more of those around. I don't know. But we are talking, what are we talking, 1989, so we're talking 35 years ago, when this stage program was produced. So 35 years ago. If there's any more around, great. If not, well, here we are. The Dalek Stand-Up, I'll say I've never seen another one of those in all my years of being in vintage toys and collectibles. This is the first one I've ever seen. Again, as I say, the clock is the only one I've ever seen with those signatures on it. So, very, very unique collection here, which is now, as of today, currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that, as over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive it's something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old you never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular lot. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing these wonderful, wonderful old vintage Ultimate Adventure items with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.